Welcome everyone, Marcelo is my name, the niche fragrance collector, all things niche perfumery.
And welcome you to our booth in Esxence.
For a minute there, I didn't think I was going to get in, but we have our producer who is Alessandra. She's off camera right now. She coordinated all of this, so a big thank you to Alessandra. I will wave and say thank you. We wanted to show off the enormity of the brand that is Perris Monte Carlo. I love talking about it. Mm-hmm. Actually, I have quite a number of them. Mm-hmm. Just so you know the breadth that is here. Now, Carlos is going to walk us through a few of these, the different collections. What do they mean? Why are they so unique?
Very simple. We have 4 collections right now. Starting for the pillars, we call it the Gold Collection, where we do have a musk, patchouli, a oud, and an ambergris. Then we move to the most international collection, which is the black one. 10 fragrances in total, raw materials for every single corner in the world. Tribute to Italy, the Italy collection, 5 fragrances. And tribute to GRASSE, the Parfum de GRASSE collection, with 4 more fragrances into the collection. So we're going to be starting from the Italy collection. This is a tribute to the Italian precise raw materials, basically coming from the south. You know the histories, you know the places.
I love it, yeah.
So particularly there's a lot of raw materials coming from Calabria in this case, and we're going to be starting from the bergamot.
Carlos's favorite.
Yeah.
Whenever we talk about the Italian collection, it's like a lover. I have to talk about bergamot. So it was no surprise that bergamot is in this lineup.
Yeah.
So.
Look, from an olfactive point of view, also it's good to start this way. It has a sense. So bergamot, this is an hybrid between the bitter orange and the lemon. Okay. So this quality is coming from Calabria, from the south of Italy.
Because the Perris Monte Carlo fragrances respect the note, so it's not a constructed fantasy perfume. It's actually very much about the fragrance. So layering is a real big deal. So you can layer these fragrances. So if you have more than one, you can actually create another scent profile. Create your own night in Paris, basically.
Exactly. By the way, we do have a kind of a layering guide on how to play around with the whole collection. Of course, it's basically a guideline. It's not compulsory, but we are given some tips on what are the fragrances you can really play with. And this is it.
The structure, very simple. Mm-hmm. The heavier molecules, so the deeper fragrance, patchouli, ouds, and stuff like that, woods, go first.
Exactly.
The lighter ones, citruses, florals in some cases, go on top. And that way, you get that nice balance. Otherwise, if you put a softer one on top and then the hard one or the heavier one on top, it'll drown it out.
Exactly.
Anyway, bergamot, why do you love it?
Bergamot.
Why do you love it so much?
First and foremost, the quality of this bergamot is very special. We are using the Spugna quality. This raw material, even nowadays, is being extracted in a very artisanal way. Spugna is the quality of the bergamot, okay? It's basically a very specific kind of quality of this bergamot that it's being from the south of Italy, from Calabria. We're working with a very, very nice factory in there called Capua. And even today, the way they are extracting the essential oil for it is hand by hand. It's being doing by one person, peeling the fruit and, doing the Spugna thing, which is basically the sponge. Spugna means sponge.
This is an old-fashioned way.
Yeah, it is.
So the sea sponge, they would press it on the oil. So if you press any citrus, you see the oils emerge. Press it on the oil. The Spugna or the sponge soaks up the oil. So can you imagine the labor?
Exactly.
Intense to create this?
Exactly. And the volume, the quality versus the quantity of this, of course, it makes a sense because the harvest is basically between December and January, okay? And in total, the volume of this quality is very, very small. So it's a very impressive thing.
So bergamot, where would you use this one? It's an all year round fragrance because even in winter, you want brightness, you want citrus. I always believe in this. Bright, happy, day fragrance, office fragrance. There's a happiness to it. So anyway, bergamot, great place to start.
Yep.
Perfect.
Nice. We will jump to the GRASSE collection. They have 2 unique things in here. First and foremost, this collection has been created by Jean-Claude Renard himself, okay? So this is very important because he's part of the heritage of GRASSE. The importance of GRASSE for the modern perfume industry. This is the cradle of the modern perfume industry. Jean-Claude is probably one of the best contemporary perfumers in here. So Gianluca asked him to create this collection just to pay tribute to GRASSE and the heritage of GRASSE.
Whenever I think of French perfumery, I feel that they accelerate with florals. Why? It's like, as Carlos was saying, it's that heritage that exists in GRASSE for hundreds of years.
Exactly.
The method of extraction. So I love that this is a pure celebration, the GRASSE collection, a pure celebration of that. Of the florals and that process that's there.
Yeah, the way this part of the world is, interpreting the art of perfumes is absolutely unique. So this is a tribute to a very specific region and very specific raw materials as well. We're gonna jump into Mimosa.
Mimosa is one of those, I feel it's not commonly used in perfume. Normally you have rose, jasmine, iris, but I don't hear a lot of Mimosa.
Probably not that popular, I would say. This is very common in GRASSE. In this part of the south of France, it's something that it's commonly used. Basically, it was brought here by the British people back in the mid-19th century. Right. And since then, they've been harvesting and cultivating the mimosa in this part of the world. Beautiful. So it's a very nice accord.
So I have not smelt this fragrance, so I'm in for a surprise.
Oh, really? This is your first time?
This is my first time for the mimosa. Only recently I discovered mimosa as a fragrance note.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mentioned before, I'm very familiar, rose, jasmine, iris. The moment that I smell that in a perfume, I can detect them very quickly.
Yeah.
This is completely different. So it's a whole different fragrance profile. Obviously floral, but it does have like a fruit sort of tinge to it.
Yeah.
Apricot or stone fruit.
Yes, exactly. This is the velvet part of
velvet is such a good word for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Velvet.
That makes a very, at least to my taste, a very sensual fragrance, yet not very invasive.
Can I have this on skin?
Yep.
So I always find naturally card is a great indicator. Right here, please. For me, I always love the thought of a fragrance on skin and see how it reacts to me. And Carlos mentioned velvet, and velvet is the right material.
Yeah.
It's soft. I can almost touch it.
It's
Yellow
super tender. It's super, I would say, beautiful. Feminine.
Yes.
And within the collection, I think Le Parfum de Grasse collection, it's probably the more Frenchy, stylish collection we have within the total assortment. So it's classical in a way, but it's very, very honest to the raw material itself.
Again, I go back. One thing that Perris do really well is you respect the note.
Yeah.
You don't get too creative. If it doesn't have elements, it's not in. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to remember that it still has the classic pyramid.
Oh yeah.
Opening, the opening, the mid, and the base.
Yeah, the formulation it's still the same.
It's not just all mimosa.
No, the idea is to create things that are basically emphasizing one raw material at a time. So this is important. This is part of the DNA. Yes, you're right.
It is more feminine leaning. A man could wear it.
Yeah, why not?
So if you like florals, this is comfortable.
Why not?
Fragrant. Yep. There's a woody tone to it now.
Yes.
So it started off very bright. Now it's sort of settling, but it's not woody in a classical dry wood sort of way.
Yeah.
I love it.
We jump to the black collection now. A very unique fragrance this time. We will be talking about vetiver. Okay.
I love vetiver.
So vetiver is a very classic ingredient, of course. Basically, in this one, we made a very nice interpretation because the best quality on this raw material is coming from Haiti or Bourbon Islands.
Okay.
In this case, we decided to use the quality coming from Java, from the island of Java, Indonesia. Why? Because it has a very different approach. It's a little bit more smoky.
Funny.
So to speak.
I was gonna let you finish. My brain goes, "Whoa, that was smoky." That opening as I sprayed.
Oh yeah, because usually when we are smelling vetiver, you're expecting something green, sparkling somehow. Yeah. But this is differently. Yeah. I mean, it's more smoky.
Yep.
Leathery.
Yep. But it still has that earthy green
Yes.
component, but it's not that really green area.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
I find that this one, where the Mimosa was a bit more feminine leaning, for me, this is a lot more masculine leaning.
Yeah.
There's a lot more male presence to it.
Yeah.
Mind you, having said that, correction here, okay? I have female friends. I have this petite friend, she's probably this tall, who loves these kind of fragrances.
Oh, really?
Leathery, woody, oud.
Nice.
And so
Beautiful.
she could easily,
Yes.
this would be easy, something that she would enjoy. Beautiful fragrance.
Yeah, super nice.
I love also that it has a spiciness to it.
Yes.
Like a peppery.
Yes, Timor pepper is here. So, yeah,
It's sparkling.
yeah,
Sparkling, but yet earthy, yet grounded, yet green.
yeah.
This would be awesome for layering. I can see that
Yeah.
and bergamot going together.
And it's smoke. It's like a fireplace. You know, it gives you this feeling of being sitting in front of the fireplace.
Absolutely.
And
This would be a great fragrance for cooler months.
yes, definitely, definitely.
Awesome. So if you love vetiver, I know a lot of people love vetiver. Sometimes I find vetivers are just a little bit on the green side.
That is what I'm telling you. You probably, I mean, those names you were expecting specific kind of things or feelings or emotions. In this case, it's completely different. I mean, we are going on the. It's like, I mean, we talked in the previous episodes about cacao, for example.
Yeah.
You are expecting, right minute, it's chocolate. No, it's not coming exactly. It's not that obvious.
All right, it's not part of this lineup at the moment, but Cacao Aztec, you need to, I mean, if you love chocolate, but not like you've ever experienced it before, this one here is sublime.
Absolutely unique.
Sublime.
I'm always saying that probably that is the most unique fragrance we have in the collection.
The black collection is spectacular.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. Vetiver, amazing.
Nice. So let's jump for a minute to the gold collection. Okay, so we're gonna be smelling one oud. Of course, we do have to have oud in the collection, and this Bois d'Oud was one of the very initial fragrances we have in the collection. This collection is a tribute to Pillar, to raw materials that usually help us to construct different formulas. And of course, oud is one of our precious ingredients. We love working with this one. It is super, super, super complex. In here, I don't know if you notice, you have a very citrusy start. You have a bergamot note in there.
Very subtle.
Super subtle, but it will give you some freshness to the whole thing.
Yep.
Even though we are talking about oud, but I think it's not that, how can I put this? It's not that invasive in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because it's not a classic.
It is not.
Stinky barnyard.
No, it is not.
So if you're new to oud, like this man here, then this is an awesome place to begin. It has the oud components, so the stuff that you want to smell within an oud fragrance, but there's a beautiful interpretation to this. There is, it's wearable. It's wearable for a man like me. It's very, very.
Marcelo, do you know very well, this is a super nice collection to layer with.
Yes.
So do not forget that those fragrances in the gold collection will help you a lot on playing around the rest of the collection to do your layering and mix it up with other fragrances. The results will be fantastic.
Bois d'Oud is one that I have. I love. You were wearing it the other day. Projection on this is amazing. The sillage is fantastic. The longevity, I'm going to say, was pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. So this is a really, like Carlos was saying, a great fragrance that you could put as a base that you can then mix and match with other layering fragrances, if that's what you like.
Yeah, you can build a super nice creation out of this.
Yeah.
Moreover, that collection, it really helps our new consumers to understand a little bit on how you will be structuring new formulas in the perfume industry. That is why we're putting all the pillars in the collection to let people understand, okay, from here is where we can build up different kind of things, and it's very important to have those ingredients very clear. Now we're gonna do a different thing. In the black collection, we have two different kind of approaches to the raw materials. We have EDP versions, and we do also have extract versions. Okay, so
one question.
Yeah.
So the EDP, what do you feel is the longevity on this?
Okay.
Ballpark.
Look,
and versus the extract.
Yeah, everything has to be related with the concentration on the essential oils, on the raw materials. that makes the difference. Basically, it's a technical thing. The more concentration you're using, probably you will be jumping and climbing up the ladder to extracts formats, for example. In all our EDPs collections, we are working with high concentrations, 20 to 25 probably,
Right.
whereas on extracts, you're going from 25 above. Okay?
Perfect.
The other thing which is also very important, and I think it's good to put it very clear, is it is always very linked to the raw material itself. I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. I mean, you're probably talking about super high concentration on citrusy notes, okay, and the longevity or the lasting thing that the consumers will be asking you, it's going to be more or less the same because those will be anyhow evaporating firstly. So let me show you one extract version on the black collection. This one is for the YLANG.
Oh yes. So men are a little bit uncomfortable sometimes with florals. Ylang could be one of those, but it's a yellow flower, so it tends to be a lot more sensual, a lot more rich in tone.
This is about sensuality, believe me.
Yeah.
Believe
So
me.
I've got the Ylang. This is a Nosy B version. Yeah?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So I've got Ylang Nosy B in the black, the EDP.
Yeah.
Extrait. I haven't smelt it yet. I love wearing
The EDP.
I love wearing. This is a great winter fragrance. This is a great intimate fragrance. So going out on a date. This would work. I can smell it already. It's like pop. I always recommend this. So men who are uncomfortable with florals,
Oh yeah.
I think this is a good one. I think there's enough depth in the sort of masculine component to it with the florals that it works really well. Don't be afraid by this fragrance.
Yeah.
This is sensual. Oh my gosh.
This
For
is
us,
women. This is
next level. This is different. Funny, it's different to the EDP.
yeah. You know, usually in the extract versions, there are some twists in the formulas at the end, which is a super nice game in this. And yes, there's a twist in here if you compare with the EDP.
All right, I'm going to revise what I just said.
Yeah.
The extract only for a woman. This is woman. There is a femininity in here. It just radiates.
Yeah,
This
and the quality of this raw material is absolutely outstanding. I mean, this is coming from the NOSY, as you said rightly, nearby Madagascar, and the quality is really top. It's also very complicated ingredient to work with. The way you are extracting the essential oil, the steam distillation has to be monitored along the way very carefully because the quality on the essential oil getting out of this process, it may vary dramatically. So in order to make it stable and rounded, you have to be on top of this long hours.
This has really impressed me. And the crazy part, I know Ylang Nosy B. I know it. But this is different.
Yeah.
This is sensuality on overdrive. I just thought it was going to be a bit more punchier than the EDP. That's all. I just thought it was going to be a little bit more amped up so it could project more and better sillage, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But this is, in my view, this is a different fragrance. It has the core DNA of the black, of the EDP.
Yeah.
But this is a different fragrance. And where I said before, EDP a man can wear, this is very sensual.
Yeah.
This is very sensual.
Yeah.
I think it would work amazing on a woman.
Yeah.
On a man, I don't know. I
prefer a woman, but I mean it's
I can see my wife wearing this. This is really, this is sexy.
Yeah.
And I don't like using the word sexy.
No, I think for me it's sensual because it's super elegant. At the end of the day, it's
sophisticated.
Yeah.
This is really
It's super sophisticated. Yes.
This has surprised me. I'm impressed. This is really.
I'm glad I'm surprising you.
I know them all. This one is just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Where's this been?
Nice.
Awesome. This has been awesome. I really appreciate the opportunity to go through. I keep saying the same thing. Perris Monte Carlo. You need to explore them. You need to experience them on skin, and try out YLANG EXTRAIT. It's really something special, something that will really impress you. I honestly believe it will really impress you.
You will never get disappointed, I promise.
Hope you enjoyed that. We're gonna do a reset. Come right back. We'll see you guys all on the next episode.